How is this mixer-wise? Okay, that could be better, but I'm probably just gonna have to speak up a lot. Okay, let's see. So hopefully audio should be going fine. Let me get everything reset up. Okay, cool. I think we are good to go. Please do let me know if you ever cannot hear me. I am testing out new audio setups every single time because this is only my second restream, and I'm still having to figure out what do what when. So please let me know if there's any way that I can enhance the experience. If you need me to talk more, talk less, please, by all means, I am here to be at y'all's benefit. Hello. Can you also hear music by any chance, as well as my voice? I'm also testing that out. It's hard to tell with having to have everything muted as well. Perfect. Awesome. Sweet. Well, in that case, Welcome to the restream. I'm sure you all are very well aware of how this works. We're going to start with, I believe, porkramen choosing level first, since they have the higher PB among the two, and then in the second set, Tomello will pick the starting level. Options between 15 and 18. I think only big thing I need to have go without being unsaid is I will send the 3, 2, 1 go in Twitch. Go whenever you see Twitch in Tetris in the chat, not whenever I say it, just for continuity's sake. Are we doing same P sets? Stream appears to be lagging. Let me reset it. So close to max. I know, I saw that it was 997 and I was like, oh my god, so close. porkramen, are you live? Because it says it's live in OBS, but when I'm also having to try to watch it on a different device and it's not live. But could also be me. Sweet. Alright, let me get y'all a seed then. Charlie Bravo 85 Charlie Echo is the first seed. It is CB85CE. I'm also realizing I'm trolling so hard I had the Twitch URL at the wrong one, so we are all good now. CB85CE, cool. Uh, 18 all the way, asked Tomello. I see y'all are both ready. Without 15. That's all good. We can go game by game and find out. But both players ready. We'll start off game number 1 for set 1 in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. There we go. Both players off. Let me make sure that my stream is up to date. What? Of course, I get an ad break right in the middle of stream. Anyway, porkramen up to 46,000. I can see because I'm watching the other stream. Tomello is up at 25, now 27,000. Gets a Tetris goes up to 50,000. Meanwhile, porkramen with a bit of a dependency there, fills it in, switches around, still needs something, covers it up. Probably very easy to unblock it and get a long bar, just waiting out and holding. Meanwhile, Tomello with a bit of a burn situation of their own, but we'll see how they get out of this. Meanwhile, porkramen gets back down to the ground, setting up for another Tetris. Tomelo still burning out, trying to get that hole exposed. Meanwhile, porkramen setting up is Tetris ready. There's that long bar. Porkramen goes up to 85,000. Tomelo still digging. Could have had a T-spin set up. Currently at 64,000. Meanwhile, Tomelo slams down to Tetris for 108. That pesky hole finally gets open. Tomelo finally clean. Tetris ready. Waiting out a long bar now after all that time. Still, despite all of that, it seems to be at pretty good pace. Sets up, slams down, and Tetris goes up to 98. Porkramen at 113. Tomelo about 2 Tetrises and lines ahead, so has a bit of ground to catch up. Meanwhile, porkramen Tetris ready again. Both players Tetris ready. Slam both players slam down. Tomelo goes up to 123. Porkramen at 161. Porkramen looked like they were setting up for a center well, but decided to cover it. Ooh, couldn't get that long bar over to the left side. Tomelo, meanwhile, slams down a column 9 Tetris. That'll be it for porkramen at 161. Tomelo, you have a chase down for 162. 162. A Tetris will do it. And there it is. Tomelo takes game 1. GG's, that was an amazing game. So, seed should go up to DC, Delta Charlie. Alright, waiting on both players, or at least for my stream to recognize that they're ready. Alright, both players are ready. Let's kick off game number 2 in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Need to, I think, refresh streams. Oh, okay. All of my streams are going kaput. Okay, hang on. Looks like I have porkramen currently Tetris set up at 69,000. Tomelo. Seeing if I can save their stream or if it is on my end. Meanwhile, porkramen slams down for 91k. Porkramen another Tetris for 114. Meanwhile, I am trying to salvage my view of Tomelo's screen. Tomelo, if you can hear me, keep playing. We're still good. As porkramen goes to 137. This is quite an inopportune time for me to have technical difficulties. Porkramen, I believe you are still good to keep playing out as long as you can. I think Tomelo went off stream, but I'm not sure. Sorry, still trying to figure out where we are for streaming. Porkramen's still doing very well. Set up for another Tetris. Goes to 246 now at 62 lines, about 2/3 of the way to, or no, 18 transitions at 130. That's my bad. About halfway to transition. Okay, Tomello's computer crashed, so believe we are safe to hand game 2 to porkramen, who is still doing exceptionally well at 317. Topped out at 125, yep, that'll do it. Game number 2 for porkramen, who, okay, yeah, please go ahead, top out. Thank you for your indulgence through that, by the way, and for carrying on such an amazing game. C goes up to ED. Not a sweep, and that is the most important part. Restarting now. Take your time. We're all good. We've only been here 10 minutes, which, if I've learned anything from watching restreams, is that 10 minutes is nothing. Just let me know when you're back on stream so I can get everything refreshed and set back up. Oh, I'm such a fool. I need to change the title. Oops. Better. Apologies. I have to give y'all y'all's due billing. Cool. Boo hiss. Have to get through these ad breaks. Ready? Okay, give me 1 sec and let me get streams. Oh no, please, you're fine. You're all good. set back up. Now I am. Oh, no, you're fine, please. Alright, okay. Both players ready. Let's kick off game 3 in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Both players setting up nicely so far. Porkramen looks like they will be the first. Well, if a long bar will come, I spoke too soon. Tomello, the first to slam down a Tetris. Follows up with a second, goes up to 47. Meanwhile, porkramen had a bit of a dig situation, but now slams down the first of their own for 26,000. Tomello with a ugly line dependency decides to fill it instead of going for the Tetris. Tomello taking that line, going up to 70,000. Porkramen with this bar goes up to 58,000. Tomello with a center well open decides to hold it out as long as they can. Takes it, goes up to 97. Porkramen Tetris ready, waiting on a long bar of their own. Gets it, goes to just shy of 100,000. Tomello with this Tetris goes up to 121. Ooh, porkramen with a nice tuck there. Meanwhile, Tomello setting up. Both players now Tetris ready, waiting on a long bar. Tomello gets it first, goes to 146. Porkramen just waiting it out. Couldn't get that flip on that T-piece, but shouldn't be much of a problem. Tomello with a bit of a couple gaps in their stack, getting a bit out of hand. Meanwhile, porkramen setting up. Now Tetris ready. Tomello with a dirty Tetris takes it. Goes up to 172. Porkramen at 155. Porkramen about not quite a Tetris in lines ahead, but both players still playing well. Tomello set up on the left side. Gets the long bar over. Can almost complete a perfect well transfer. Goes up to 200,000. Porkramen. Bit of a dicey board at 161 though. Both players at 54 lines. Tomello set up for another Tetris. Gets it. Goes up to 224. Porkramen still having to dig out their stack just a bit. Tomello waiting for that L piece to get Tetris ready. Takes a double long bar for a Tetris at 247. Porkramen finally getting their stack a bit more under control at 171. Tomello slams down a Tetris for 273. Porkramen at 175. Both about at 70 lines. About halfway through 15. Sorry, 18. My mind is so stuck on playing 15 for so long. Porkramen with a nice flat burn to keep that well open. Waiting out that long bar. When is it going to come? There it is for 228. Tomello with a flat burn for 303. Tetris Tomello goes up to 326. Comfortable 100,000 point lead for Tomello right now. Porkramen still leagues from being out of this by any means. Both players Tetris ready. Tomello slams down for 351. Porkramen high Tetris for 256. Both players Tetris ready. Tomello slams down for 376. Porkramen playing a bit high for 281 now. Tomello with an extended burn to keep that well open. Meanwhile, Porkramen Ooh, decides not to take that long bar for a Tetris. Now had a bit of an overhead that they had to turn into just a hole. Now with a bit of uncomfortable digging to do. Meanwhile, Tomello covers up that well right as a long bar comes, and now they have to dig it out a bit as well. Tomello seems to have burned out of it pretty well, now waiting out a long bar, which who knows when it'll come now. Aw, didn't get the well open. Now in a bit of trouble, Tomello is at 406, porkramen at 338. Tomello really needing to burn this out now. Lombard doesn't help much. This might, 411 for Tomello. Porkramen, you are in a chase down for 412, 412. Tetris goes up to 390 at transition. Porkramen all the time in the world now to get 412. Ooh, misflip on that T. That might. Oh, couldn't get the long bar over. No, porkramen is going to top out at 397. Tomello takes it at 411. For game number 3. GG's to both players. That was amazing. Great, amazing game. FE is your seed now. Very good game. Alright, both players ready for game 4. Counting it down. 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Porkramen slams down the first Tetris of the match. Tomello hopefully following suit very soon. Porkramen with a bit of a spicy spire there. Tomello setting up, still waiting on a long bar. I think both players are experiencing a nasty drought right now. Tomello needs to burn this down. Can't get anything over the right side. Tops out at 6,000. Porkramen, you are good for game 4 at 26,000. That was a brutal seed. That means we are at a decider, ladies and gentlemen, and those with the good judgment to not pick the 2. Seed that goes up to, I think it's circled back to 0 now, 0F. Both players ready? Let's count down this decider match in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Both players off. Porkramen takes advantage of the plethora of long bars, just laying down the first Tetris of the match. Tomello with an L dependency fills it in with a T. Has a very obnoxious hole in the middle of their board. Porkramen, meanwhile, clean as a whistle. Slams down Tetris number 2, goes up to 45. Tomello yet to get a Tetris on the board with that. I say that slams down there first. Fills in a line bar dependency. Porkramen now consistent through 4 Tetrises, goes up to 91,000. take that double there. Sets up. Is Tetris ready again? Goes up to 115. Tomello having to do a bit of unfortunate digging there. Porkramen slams down another Tetris. Goes to 139. Tomello set up center well. Had to cover it up to burn down. Had no other place for that piece to go. Ooh, misshift on that T-piece. Sets up a very awkward overhang to burn out of. Porkramen though, set up again, Tetris ready. Tomello having to do some very, very dangerous burning out right here. Tops out 48,000 Porkramen with that Tetris. More than takes it at 194. Misshifts happened. That's one of the things that kept getting me when I was first starting to compete, was just having to get so many. The amount of precision needed for comp play is much more than I could have ever imagined. Alright, give me one sec. I will get y'all a new seed, yeah. Seed for this set is 99 Alpha 331. Alright, ready from both players. Making sure we have same seeds. Counting down for game 1 for 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Okay. Sorry for the very unfortunate dog diaper ad right below Tomello's stream on my end. I'm just gonna let it go away on its own. The glory of being stencil ready enough is that even when things like this happen, we are still in no harm, as Porkramen slams down first Tetris of the match. Tomello sets up, slams down their second Tetris, goes up to 47,000. Porkramen needing something for that square dependency, fills it up. Burns out nicely, and long bar, boom. Both players getting a Tetris. Tomello up at 71,000. Porkramen with this Tetris goes up to 72,000. Porkramen with a bit of a chasm here, having to cover it in some unfortunate ways just to have pieces to fit. Meanwhile, Tomello with a bit of a dig situation of their own. Both players taking to get out of this. Looks like Tomello will be Tetris ready with a couple more pieces. Meanwhile, Porkramen still a couple rows off the ground. Might be could have set up for something dirty. Meanwhile, Tomello, Tetris ready, waiting out a long bar. Covers the wall, has to uncover it. Does it really well, but with a nasty overhang on their left side. Tetris for Tomello at 152. Meanwhile, Porkramen set up 3 rows off the bottom. Waiting out a long bar. Couple of good burns to keep their stack low. Longbar comes over, slams down for 123 for porkramen. Tomello tops out at 152. Porkramen, you are in a chase down. A chase down for 153. 153 for porkramen. It's set up. Could have had the nail in the coffin there with the Tetris. Decided to burn it out. Same thing here, two unfortunate line bars, but this one, porkramen is just holding out. 3 misplaced line bars in a row for Tetrises. Sets up, drives it home with 165. Porkramen, you are good for game 1. GG's. Increment those seeds up to double A for triple alpha 331. Very. This is a foreboding seed right now. Something just line out. It's a strat. Alright, both players ready. Countdown for game number 2 of the set in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Both players off to quite different starts. Porkramen with the more efficient start, slamming down the first Tetris. Meanwhile, Tomello with some very nasty, I don't even know what you would call those other than just dependencies there. Speaking of dependencies, porkramen with a longbar dependency fills it in with an L. Both players having to do a bit of burning out early on. Nothing to stress about, just not how you would want to start a game. Both players 16 lines in, porkramen at 33,000, Tomello at 12,000. Porkramen slams in, a Tetris goes up to 56,000. Tomello now getting their side clean, just has to do, covers up, needed to have something for that annoying hole. Turned a 1 hole into a 2 hole. Porkramen now set up for another Tetris. Tomello's, wonderful column 9 setup, waiting for that long bar. I take back every negative thing I said about you. You turned that into an amazing well. Porkramen getting up a bit high now, needing something for that left side. Porkramen at 63, Tomello at 26. Porkramen can't get anything over, tops out at 65,000. Tomello, you are in a chase down for 66. 6-6. Tomello just burning away, getting single by single, having to bring their stack down. Tetris ready. Not quite enough, needs 66, has 64. Couple singles, a double will do it. Decides to go big, sets up for the Tetris. Waits out a long bar. Or a triple will take it for 69. GG's, Tomello takes game number 2. GG's, very good comeback. Didn't want to wait for the Tetris. I don't blame you. Waiting for the Tetris is often what what ruins some of my better runs. Seeing Ready BB in the chat threw me for such a loop. Both players ready for match number 3. Counting it down, and 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Both players off to clean builds so far. Both players waiting out a long bar. Both players still waiting out a long bar. Long bar comes. Tomello took a sneaky triple in there, goes up to 28. Porkramen, however, double Tetrising for 46. Tomello, bit of a dig situation on their left side. Meanwhile, Porkramen slams down another Tetris for 69,000. Tomello at 33. Tetris for Porkramen goes up to 95,000. Slams another one for 117. Tomello now in a bit of a dig again. Gets those long bars over. This could be setting up column 7 Tetris. Goes for it. Dirty Tetris for Tomello goes up to 66,000. Porkramen taking a bit of a lead from that burn situation, goes up to 121. Tomello with some good skims off the top to keep that well open. Meanwhile, Porkramen, a dirty Tetris of their own, set up in column 5 for 149. Tomello at 91. Decides that go for a Tetris at 114 for Tomello. Porkramen might be setting up one off the bottom. Meanwhile, Tomello getting their stack down. Wanted to use that long bar for the Tetris, instead needed to fling it to the left to get that well open. Sometimes you just gotta make unfair sacrifices like that. Slams down Tetris, goes to 142. Porkramen at 156. Bit up high with a bit of a yucky burn situation. Meanwhile, Tomello taking the lead at 166. Ooh, gets that long bar over to the left side. I don't know if they thought that well would open enough. Takes that long bar for a 190. Porkramen at 183. Now Tomello 3 lines ahead, so can you really tell who's in front? Porkramen getting that long bar over. Needs to get that well open. Long bar will open it up. Both players about halfway to transition. Tomello at 217, Porkramen at 220 off that Tetris. These players have matched each other up once again. Tomello setting up for 2 high Tetris, gets it. Opens that well up, goes to 243. Porkramen with a Tetris of their own goes to 247. Both players with their stacks low and clean again. Waiting out a long bar. Porkramen gets it first, goes to 270. Tomello takes it, goes to 272. Both players about 40 lines from transition right now. Still plenty of time to get some aggro points if you want, but this is about the time where you want to keep your stack low going into transition. Lines in, Porkramen at 319, Tomello at 285, Tetris the lead. Thinks me internet is giving out on me. One sec, sorry. I don't want to refresh right before transition, but I need my internet to not die on me. Oh, god damn it, ad breaks. Anyway, good thing I've got the streams up on another computer. Porkramen, 5 lines from transition at 382. Tomello, 6 lines away at 362. Oh, Porkramen tops out at 382. Tomello, you are in a chase down for 383. 383. A long bar will do it. Tomello, you are good. You are good for game 3. So dearly sorry about that. I should not have refreshed right before transitions. Oh, that was a really good chase down right before transition. I should not have refreshed on that. But, GG's. That was clutch. That was good. That was, as we say in my land, Clutchiston. Match point here for Tomello. Let's see if we can get a double decider going as we set up for game 4. Counting down in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Both players off. Tomello waiting out a long bar. Is Tetris ready? Very late coming long bar there. So we get the same dog diaper ad that we keep getting because Twitch and Amazon affiliate partners. When Porkramen Tetris ready, slams down, goes up to 49,000. Tomello at 49.7. Just a couple points separating the two. Tomello with a whole couple rows up. Meanwhile, Porkramen slams down and Tetris goes up to 73. Tetris ready again. Meanwhile, Tomello on a bit of an excavation journey. Both players slamming down a Tetris. Porkramen goes up to 96, Tomello 81. Another Tetris for Porkramen. Oh, that mid-shift! No, the mid-shift robbed the Tetris. Slams down a Tetris, goes up to 143, Tomello. Having to fill in that middle, but other than that, cool as a cucumber at 87,000. Porkramen having to set a bit high, putting some weight over those dependencies on the left side. Meanwhile, Tomello slams down a Tetris, goes up to 112. Both players playing well so far. Tomello, in the course of waiting out a long bar, set up a couple of nasty holes in the middle of their stack. Needs to get something over to the left. Gets that long bar over. Gets a second one. Tomello in a bit of danger now. At 126, Porkramen at 162. Tomello tops out at 126. Porkramen, you are good for game number 4. We go to a double decider. Decider. Crack it open. Both players up to da-da for da-da cider. Blame it on the decider. Sorry, I think I'm too young to make that reference. Both players ready for match point here of set 2. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Both players set up ready here, waiting for a long bar. Have we seen one yet? Shows for both players just in time. Both players now set up again. Neither player wanting to give up a burn in this match point. Though, depending on how high they can get, it might cost them. Ooh, Tomello having to give up 2 long bars in a row to burn out, meanwhile Porkramen taking advantage of them. Goes up to 71,000, Tomello at 30,000. Good attack there from Porkramen. Both players were Tetris ready. I don't know what I'm talking about. Tomello, 2 Tetrises in quick succession, goes up to 100,000. Both players up at 100,000. Exactly tied, but 2 lines separating them. Both players at each other's throats right now, neither wanting to give up this match point. Porkramen with the higher and very well set up board can get 2 quick Tetrises to go to 171. Tomello at, with that Tetris, 149. Porkramen with the triple to transition that well over at 177. Player setup, Tomello goes up to 195. Porkramen opens that well up, now needs a long bar for that Tetris. Gets a good burn, goes up to 210. Tomello with a... Ooh! Indecision with that square leads to a top out at 198. Porkramen, you are good for the game and the set at 212. GG's to both players. Definitely not though. I mean, still had a very good game earlier. Several very good games. I will report this as soon as I get the VOD from the stream. Very good games. Both players playing very well. I took furious notes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am very happy to be able to restream now. I hope to do a lot more in the future. I'm going to be chomping at the bit to get opportunities to practice. Good luck in the rest of the games. I am going to hit stop stream if that is kosher with both players.